Hello, everyone. This chapter is going to take us a third of the way through the book of Ecclesiastes. We are on Ecclesiastes chapter 4 today, as Solomon continues to remind us about what the meaning of life is and what the meaning of life is not. Chapter 4 is entitled The Anti-American Dream. The American dream really is if you work hard enough and if you put your mind to it, you can achieve great things. This is the anti-American dream from Solomon. So we're going to have to listen carefully. The main point is it's not true that you can do anything if you just put your mind to it. Success doesn't always go to the hardest worker. Solomon would know he was a hard worker. He did achieve a lot of different things, but sometimes it doesn't work out. The key verse from chapter 4 is verse 4. Solomon says, I also saw that all hard work and all accomplishment are the result of a person's envy of his neighbor. We see what other people have. We see what other people do. We see what other people accomplish. And that kind of drives us to do more, to get more, to do better. Solomon observes that in this life, it says it's kind of pointless. It's kind of ridiculous. It's the keeping up with the Joneses kind of thing. That all these achievements are driven by looking at other people. What you need to know as you read through Ecclesiastes chapter 4 on your own, this chapter reminds us there's a lot of evil in this world. Evil brought on by sin. So you may work hard. You may do some great things. You may have some great intentions, but you can't always control the sinful evil that happens all around you, and maybe people don't treat you fairly. Maybe you don't get what you work so hard to achieve. Solomon experienced that himself, and we're going to experience that too. In the last few verses, Solomon talks about a king's successor, kind of generically, just in general. I wonder if Solomon is referring to himself there. Take a look at those last few verses. Let me know what you think. What else you need to know in this particular chapter of Ecclesiastes? Achievements aren't going to satisfy, especially without anyone to share your life with, share those achievements with. Solomon spends quite a bit of time on the blessing of friendship, not the blessings of achievements, the blessings of the good people that you have around you. With that in mind, verse 12 is a very popular wedding text. It talks about the 3 strands that are not easily broken. But that's not really talking about marriage specifically. It's not talking about a man and a woman and God as those 3 strands. Take a look at that section and see what it actually is talking about. The meaning of life, according to Ecclesiastes chapter 4, it's not in achieving as much as you can. That shouldn't be your goal. It's okay to have achievements and accomplishments. It's okay to have goals that you reach, but that's not the reason why you are here. All those things don't really matter in the end. So now you can read Ecclesiastes chapter 4, now that you have a little bit of background and you know kind of where it's going. And remember this in Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Solomon doesn't want us to get too caught up in pursuing titles and rewards and honor and degrees and the things that you can chalk up to your name. They really don't mean a thing. They really don't matter in the end. If you remember that word we talked about in chapter 1, they're just vapor. It's a breath going into cold air and vanishing. It's meaningless. It's pointless. Solomon achieved a lot of things, and he realized they didn't mean a thing. Enjoy reading Ecclesiastes chapter 4. If you haven't read the first 3 chapters and you're just jumping into this one, please review those videos before you get into those chapters so that you have a little bit of background before you get into them. And then join us next week for Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Lord bless your day and your entire week.